She got a
Who
big
are you?
mouth and know how to
Wait,
use
wait, wait, wait,
it.
wait.
What up? What up? What up? Jen checking in. How you living? How you feel? This is Real Talk with Jen, the chain breaker, y'all. I am so happy and so excited about this show. Okay, yeah. Baby, I'm excited about this one, okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, okay? Because this one gonna be one for the kids, for the grown-ups, for anybody on this good day right here. They just need a little pick-me-up. How many of y'all know right now it's the beginning of the year and people, we need a little pick-me-up. We need a little smile. We need a little joy. We need some good our way right now. So a lot going on out there. And so in the midst of it all, we deserve a little comedy. We deserve a little caca, okay? So again, this is Jen. Make sure you like, subscribe. This is going out on Spotify, YouTube, we everywhere, okay? So today I have the pleasure. I don't know if I need to look. We gonna introduce him as I don't know who might show up today. Emanuel Hodge, or we gonna get Dontez Trump today. I don't know who we gonna get, but we gonna find out in a minute. So I want to introduce this young brother born in St. Louis. You know the STL. Okay, absolutely amazing. He's an award winner. Come on now. Okay, love that. Stand-up comedian down in Atlanta right now. And so I want to say to him, I want him to talk about himself. I want to introduce y'all to Emanuel Hodge, aka Dantes Trump.
Hello, everyone. What's poppin'? Yeah.
OMG! I
Oh
love
God,
it.
bruh.
Okay, so who today?
Dontez Trump right now. I need votes, damn it.
Okay, so we got Dantes in the building right now. I'm so excited. So you down in Atlanta right now?
Yes, right now I'm on business trying to get votes. You know, I'm getting ready to take down Biden.
Okay. Hey, you've been getting a lot of votes. You know, you're an award winner. You've been nominated several times, won 8 awards, right? So somebody's voting for you somewhere. I see here that you got the best short film, recently in the festival, best comedy, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Now who was that?
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk regular. I'm gonna talk regular for this one. Yeah, just one
Look, threw me
today.
off. I'm like, wait a minute, who was that? Look, we gotta have multiple personalities out here, right? 1 second. We
Right.
gotta have multiple personalities. We gotta be her, him, she, and we. Okay. Let's see. All right, and so the new movie. You know, I want to talk about that. You got a movie called Black Trump Election coming out. But before we get to that, I just want to kind of know a little bit about you. I want you to tell us what you do, right? So you're a stand-up comedian.
Yes. Stand-up comedian, impressionist. I do different impressions. And of course, write movies. And But what's funny is I just wanted to work on the radio when I moved here. That's all I wanted to do. But God had a different plan.
You wanted to work on
So
the radio. Oh, I'm
yeah.
glad you said
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
See, I did my job. So I found Mr. Manny here. Hot Manny Hot or Not radio show.
Wow, you dug back in the crates.
I was like, oh, see, and you know why
Yeah.
this is important? Because I saw how far back,
Hmm.
and I always tell people the seeds, right? You didn't just start in Atlanta; you started where you were,
Hmm.
and you were able to carry that with you, so you could show the people in the hey, I don't play. I've been doing this. This is why you
Hmm.
need me on, right? So since we talking about radio, because you said that's what you planned on doing when you got to Atlanta. So talk to us a little bit about the radio part, and I want to hear how did you said God transitioned you, right? So the radio show in that started in St. Louis because that's where you started. Tell us how you
Yes.
got into that.
So so basically I had a cousin who was already doing internet radio. His name was Rudy Haynes. And so I'm gonna just let the cat out the bag. So the rapper Nelly, I'm related to him. Our grandmas are sisters. And so yeah, so basically, his uncle, Rudy Haynes, my cousin, partnered up with my dad, and they started an internet station in 2011 to 2012, and I had my own show. And Rudy already was doing AM radio. He already had an internet station for years. And so when I got into it, I didn't know what I was doing. So I just kind of learned from him. And then eventually I started having fun. I got a chance to be myself. And then I went to school for it while I was still in St. Louis. And then once I graduated, I noticed that all the guests I was interviewing were from Atlanta. So like Loving Hip Hop show came out around 2010. So most of the guests were on there, like the rappers, Atlanta were popping. So I'm like, I need to move there. And that's what I did in 2014.
Okay. I want to go back over something real important. I didn't know what I was doing.
Hmm.
A lot of people out here, and this is why the background story is so important. A lot of people try to wait till they know it all, right?
Right.
But you said, you know what? I didn't know what I was doing. You just knew you wanted to do it, right?
Hmm.
And so therefore you did, and you found out some things along the way. So I need y'all to make write that. I didn't know. If you said to yourself right now, I don't know. Just start doing, and you will find out everything you need to know along the way. Okay.
Right.
So as far as the school, you did go to American Broadcasting School. So you did go to a school for radio.
Yes. Yes.
Was that before? You said before or after?
This was I went after. So I already was interviewing people and all of that. And I tried to get my mom was living in Atlanta at the time and she moved here in '06. So I would come and visit and all that. No radio station would hire me. And I'm interviewing like Samaya Reese, Lil Scrappy. They didn't care about any of that. They wanted to see, do you have a degree? So I'm like, okay, hmm. Then they were like, you have to be an intern. I'm like, okay, I'm learning all this from me asking them questions. So I'm like, okay, they said no, but I just need to go to school. So then I went to school, took classes online, went for like I think it was 2 years, graduated, and then I moved. Eventually I had to save some money up so I can be able to move, and that's what happened.
Okay. All right. So he invested time, okay, in the craft, okay, of going to school online. So for those that may think you got to go in person, let me tell you, online is the way right now, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
he invested, he was already in what he was doing. You already in what you were doing and invested the time, right? Um, okay. So with being told no, because that's important. So Atlanta is a little bit different. Because I lived there, I moved there in 2014. It is a little bit different. You can really have everything together, but they want stuff like that. And it's so your initial how did you initially feel when you're sitting here like, but I've been interviewed because I saw Charlie Baltimore. I saw your people, and I seen the history. So I'm like, automatically you would think that's enough to get me in the door. I already been doing it.
Right.
So what did that feel like? Were you even prepared for the fact that someone's gonna tell you that? Were you financially, mentally prepared to be told no and like, man, what I'm gonna do? I gotta do this.
Um, right. I thought exactly what you said. Like, I thought, like, okay, I got all these interviews. My dad, we own our own station, so like, I'm good. So I go to Atlanta. It was actually two stations that said no, and I contacted them first, and then I flew all the way to Atlanta, spent money, all of that, and they said no because I didn't have a degree, and I went back home, and then my computer shut down. So I couldn't, yeah, I was depressed for a while and all that, and then but eventually I got another computer. But when they said no, it was like, okay, then I'm gonna have to find a way around that. I'll just go to school, and then that way you can't deny me. Basically, you need to make it to where they can't say no to you, because
Mm,
it's
mm.
do that. If you do everything you're supposed to do, then they can't deny you. And then I got the degrees and everything, so I'm like, okay, I'm ready now.
Come on, Nuggets, make it to where they can't say no to you. Come on now.
Hmm.
That's a nugget. So once you got on, so you got your degree, let's move forward. No, because we got just a little bit of time. But I really like the background. So when you got to Atlanta, this is you working on it, trying again, right? And one thing I love the fact that you went at it again, right? So getting to Atlanta, I want to hear that transition from radio to how do we get to Dontez Chuck.
So I'll come to Atlanta. I try to now. I have the degrees. I feel like I got it together. I apply. I get rejected because now they're hiring reality stars and comedians to be on the radio to bring in ratings. So, which in a way kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's not fair to somebody who you graduate and all of that. And they got was it who was on the air? Miss Juicy got hired around the time I applied. From
Mm,
Portia was on Dish Nation, Shardy and Young Jock. They start giving people like that a show.
right. I remember
Lil
all
Wayne's baby
those.
mama got a show. So I
Yep.
was like, okay, I got everything, but basically I'm not popping. So I'm like, okay, my tax lady tells me, hey, maybe you should go to the comedy club. I'm like, okay, I will see. That's always been my personality, but I'm like, okay, let's see. Go to the comedy club. Actually, a guy paid me to do a Christmas party. My very first show. I got paid for it. I did an hour. I had never done stand-up ever, but I had some jokes that I thought about. They loved me enough to they pay me double after it was over with. And then I went to the comedy clubs. I'm like, okay, let's see. Now it's time to go to the actual real clubs. I actually the first night I go to the comedy club, I meet Wanda a couple days after Cat Williams got into it with her. My goal was to do my Cat Williams impression, but when I met her there, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So I had to take a the first night at the comedy club, I had to take a crap 5 times because I'm nervous, and I was so nervous. I got on stage and I was talking fast. They laughed at everything, but I was just nervous going through it. And then the host says, "Give it up for cocaine comedy."
Okay.
Cocaine makes you talk fast.
No, see, that's how rumors get started.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny. And then I asked him, like, hey, of course, what everybody does, how did I do? He was like, you were good, slow it down, and, just work on it a little bit more, but you were good, just pace yourself, get comfortable. It's just your first night, kept going every night. Eventually, I started working impressions into my act, and I would end the show wearing the wig to see their reaction. They loved it. Then I said,
Okay.
I'm gonna come out just as this and make this me because I'm already making skits as Trump during the pandemic. It's starting to pick up, and then it did. I shot a music video, 12,000 views. I do the short film that's winning now, and now it's time for the hour-long version that's releasing pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay, so I did see that the Black Trump election looks like it's available to purchase.
Yes, you can buy it and rent it tomorrow. The link is on my page, my Instagram.
Okay.
February 2nd, it'll be available on Plex TV, and then in like 3 weeks, it'll be available on Amazon Prime.
Okay. I'm not sure if was Tubi in that somewhere.
It'll be on there. We're working on that right now. We're
Okay,
working
okay,
on that
okay,
process. We're working on it.
okay. So y'all make sure y'all support. Look, we gotta show support because being a creative, you just don't know how. First of all, I want to say that's very brave to go out there, um, full costume and not know what's going to happen. The only way you know though is to do it, right?
Hmm.
That's the only way you know. So I want to say that's definitely kudos for that. Now you mentioned I won't go. It's because we ain't got a lot of
You
time.
can ask what you
We
want.
I
You
might
can
ain't
ask
just
what you want.
kid. But you mentioned some folk now. So you're a comedian.
Hmm.
I seen you've been to the ATL Comedy Theater. You're working with said people,
Hmm.
right? How have you been able to work with those like Cat and such?
Well, they used to have the late show when I started off in 2018, where the headliners would go on from like 8 to 10 and then 10 to 12, and the late show would start 12 to 2 in the morning. So I would have to go on after these guys. So after you didn't die laughing off of whoever it is, now I'm coming out. So it was a lot more pressure, but I did meet Mark Curry, Michael Blackson, D.L.
Ooh.
Hughley, Larnell. Oh man, Red Fox grandson, because he's from St. Louis. I
Oh
talked to
wow!
him.
No
Um,
way.
oh man, so many people. Atlanta Comic Theater, is like one of the most popular clubs that has a
Right,
celebrity comedian every week. So
right.
I would go on pretty much after them, sometimes first or sometimes third, but the audience doesn't want to see no names, but the show would be free. So basically, sometimes they would chill around. One time I went on stage and the staff was vacuuming. It was like two people out there. Yeah, I had to make that pretty much make part of the act. I was like, damn, I'm on so late. They about to start serving breakfast in here. So
Hey,
then the
and that
audience was,
day, that's what you gotta do.
yeah,
Look, hey, at the end of the day, the thing is to get your foot in the door and you make your presence known. Cause guess what? While you might have seen just two people in the room, you don't never know who behind stage, behind the curtain listening. So,
yeah.
okay,
Two,
period.
it
Just
was
because
literally two people.
that's what you saw, but you just never know who's standing on the outside listening. So
Hmm.
I'm glad you still showed up regardless of who showed up because it's practice for you anyway. You might have got some new joke, something come out because sometimes it's not probably already always written. You probably just sometimes some things just come off the head and be like, oh, you know what, that was a good one, right?
Yeah, like
um,
sometimes some nights it might be packed 100 people. I've done shows where it's 500 people, and then I've done shows with where it might be two people. So you just never know, but you still gotta go 1,000% each time.
okay. Out of curiosity, I don't think I asked, where did this black Trump come from? What prompted that?
I want to say 2016 when Trump won the election. I think it was around that time. I was playing around with my friends just doing the impression, and then I did a skit. I had a web series, and I did a skit, and that's when it started to really like, you know what? This is gonna be the thing I do because for me personally, like I do a lot of different characters. So I was like, whichever one is pop off will be the one I'll just, focus on the most. And this and doing Ja Rule is starting to pick up. Ja Rule definitely. So
Ja Rule?
yeah, what up, baby? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yep.
well,
Hey, listen, baby. Always on top. You know what I'm saying? Your lips, your thought, yeah, baby. You know what I'm
no
saying?
way.
Yeah.
No, I look. I'll be back to Atlanta soon. I'll be hopeful. Well, I've been to the ATL Comic. I'm gonna have to definitely see this in person. Wow. Okay. Okay. Man, look, got me out guard with that
You
one.
you can see it before
So,
that because Ja Rule is in the movie where I interview myself. Ja Rule interviews Black Trump.
wow, that's
Hmm.
crazy. That's gonna be good. Okay. So, you know, I know you've got years of experience as a comedian. I can't wait to see you on the Netflix specials and everything like that. Um, as far as like it's gonna be might be a little bit of a controversial
Hmm.
question, a little bit, but you named Red Fox's grandson. I grew up with Mark Curry, and those people like that. So that's
Hmm.
my generation of comics. So who would you say is the king of comedy? You can even nominate yourself. Hey, we gotta buff ourselves up too. But who would you just say is out there, including yourself, would be the king of comedy?
Man, I'm gonna go with. It's kind of hard to say that, but you got to put Richard Pryor in there, Red Fox, or they're tied because they're the same generation. Then after that, it would be Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle because I like that
Okay.
they take risks. They say what's on their mind. They're not trying to play the Hollywood games. Of course, Eddie Murphy and Kevin Hart would be in the same realm because they're kind of the same to me, except Eddie's a little
Okay.
bit more talented, you know. But I'm saying right now, Cat and Dave got it right now.
I like how you did that because you put the who I would say the original. For me, Richard Pryor, I'm in my mind, I would say the one who really went out on a limb to just be himself. He didn't care.
Hmm.
Same thing with Red Fox. He didn't care. So I'm glad you took it back, because even though people are gone, at the end of the day, Michael Jackson gone, but still the king of pop, okay? In my as well. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now so with the skits, how important would you say to a person that's out there looking? It sounds like social media plays a very big part in this.
Oh
How big of a
yes.
part would you say social media plays in those like yourself, myself, that's come along and we've seen like Jess and people come, start online and blow up, something happens
Hmm.
where something goes viral and boom, everybody's seeing they take off. How important is it, one, to make yourself known on social media and then be consistent in it?
I have friends that have gone viral, and everything. I did on I think on TikTok and on Facebook. I got 1 million views 3 times, and TikTok is Ja Rule. But the most important thing
Okay.
is stay consistent. In the beginning process, I tell all my friends this: don't worry about the numbers. We all want to do 1 million the first day. That's not going to happen. You have to build up an audience. So the main key is that what people want is consistency. So let's say you drop a video Monday, like drop one in tomorrow. Keep dropping videos and find out what your audience likes. Like let's be real. If you post Cat Williams a clip of his interview and you making jokes after, of course people are gonna watch. You see what I'm saying? That's guaranteed views. Also be original too. You know, so, it's all about consistency. Just keep feeding people. I know you people have to work and got kids and bills, but no matter what, just keep feeding the people because eventually they're gonna be like, you know what? Let me check Jen out. She posting every day. God dang, like let me watch. Because that's what I did. It took years. I've been making skits since 2016, and they didn't start picking up until the pandemic. So that's 4 years
Wow.
before people even it start doing 100,000, and it took years. But where I messed up in the beginning, I only did it once a week. So eventually, I started doing like twice a day on every platform, and then eventually, between TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you got Twitter. If you post every day on one of those, you're gonna hit on one of those.
Mm, that's important. And don't be what I tell people is don't be scared to post the same thing twice.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, with these algorithms, whoever saw it the first time might have been two people. The next time might have
Hmm.
been 50 people. But that next time it just might go crazy, and you just never know. So I do want you to, since you name those platforms, I know it looks like your Facebook might be different than your YouTube, perhaps. So share with us
Yes.
how to find you on the social media, please.
Facebook, Emanuel Hodge. The name is on the screen. Um, YouTube, Dontez Trump. Instagram, Dontez Trump. And TikTok is Manny Hodge. You will laugh. And Twitter, my Black Trump Twitter is Black Trump 2020. You'll see me on there posting Black Trump videos. I'm on Twitter probably the most. So Black Trump 2020, and
Okay.
definitely you'll catch me
So
there.
you'll catch him on Twitter, y'all.
Hmm.
Let's see what else we got. Okay. So for a person that's coming up, because I always tell people one thing, I said, what I do, even down to this podcast, is not just me, it's for we, so that the next person can see,
Hmm.
hey, just like you said, maybe you didn't know what you were doing. Just start, just do, right? So what would be your word of advice to a person? It don't matter what age, because you could be 50, you could be 60. It don't matter age. Like you said, numbers is just numbers. The thing is, you never know when God may just shine a light. So what would be your advice to a person that maybe they're not sure, they watching, they looking, they think they might want to be a comedian or anything in entertainment. They just know that they're creative, they just need an outlet. What would you say to them, what to do?
Number one, when you do find out what you want to be, research what you're trying to do. Every day I watch a different documentary dealing with filming. I watch true Hollywood stories on different people every day. Research your craft, what you're trying to do. That's the number one importance. So you can learn something from these people as well, and you can learn the business of what you're trying to do. Secondly, listen to yourself, pray on it, you know what I mean? And don't, because you may have, I'm gonna be real, especially us black folks, when you say you want to be an entertainer, they're gonna, oh, man, you know what I mean? Because everybody doesn't have family members that are actors, comedians, or whatever. So that just be aware of that they may not support you in the beginning because that people, you can be a doctor or a lawyer before you can become a rapper or a comedian. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. It's easier to become that than a comedian or actor. So just be aware of the criticism too, and don't take it personal. Just keep hustling and keep working no matter what, because people are going to say stuff. Be aware of that, and just keep studying and keep staying focused. Don't let
Okay.
anything stop you at all, because we're all going to have obstacles. The devil ain't going to say, "Oh, just because you're doing positive, I'm gonna leave you alone." No, he's going to go hard. He's going to throw everything at you, throw you off of your goal, but you cannot let that distract you.
Okay. I tell people all the time, honey, the devil don't bother people who ain't doing nothing. Cause it ain't nothing
Hmm.
to bother. So if it's
Right.
bothering you, when things happen, I say, dang, I must be on the right track. Cause baby,
Hmm.
you was bothered. Okay, he be bothered when you be progressing and living your dreams. Oh, he be bothered. So let him bother him. Okay, follow your heart, like
Yeah.
you said. Listen to yourself. Follow your dreams, and don't worry about what people got to say. Because at the end of the day, I find the people that say the most is because they can't do what we do. They
Right.
scared. They living in fear. They not let me tell you, being on stage, on anybody's stage, takes some guts. And then being on stage in costume takes a lot because you just don't know what you're going into. But I'm so happy and so grateful that you took those chances. And the radio guy got a way of detouring.
Hmm.
I know all about them detours, right? But if that's what you want for radio, guess what? It'll come back around in this time. And when it comes, man, God don't do he don't do no playing, no games, no small. He don't do nothing small. So when it's your time for that radio, it's gonna be syndicated, it's gonna be global, it's gonna be everything and more. That patience, the fact that you still going, because I guarantee you, whoever told you no, it's okay. When you hit the next radio station that tell you yeah, they gonna look back like, wait a minute, ain't that the guy that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Or I
Wait a
may
minute, is that
I may want to do something else. Like now, I want to pretty much produce movies for other people. Like that's my goal now. Like be like Robert Townsend, just pretty much for
okay?
other people who may not know how to get their movies on platforms, and you know, who's I want to help them out so they can get their project out. Pretty much what I pretty much told God I wanted to do was inspire people. That's pretty much why I'm here on this earth. Because you need to find out why you're here. Because we all have a
Mm,
purpose. You know what I mean? So
speak
whether I
on it.
get the Kevin Hart level or not, I'm gonna make people laugh regardless. So but my job is to brighten up somebody else's day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here.
And you have definitely look. I'm pretty sure you have brightened for anybody who watched this podcast. I'm sure you have brightened everybody's day, okay? Because the impersonation of Ja Rule caught me off guard. Look, give a
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, baby? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I did the song with J-Lo. Oh, real way you smile, just me well. You know what I'm saying, baby? Hey, Herb, what up, baby?
I love it, y'all. Well, this is Mr. Emanuel Hodge, aka Dontez Trump in the building. Y'all make sure if y'all in the eight now. Are you touring? Have you done tours? You
No,
touring?
but I will after this movie. I'm tied up doing promotion for the movie, but I will
Okay.
be in St. Louis February 19th, my hometown. I haven't been home in 3 years. I didn't want to go
Oh
home until I
wow.
had something accomplished. So
Wow.
yeah, so when my family
Wow.
show up at that premiere, I want them to see. I want to say this too to everybody, is that when you're going after your dream, it's a sacrifice. You may have to put some things on hold. You know what I mean? It's a lot of lonely. you're gonna be by yourself sometimes because everybody's not gonna see what you see. And you gotta pretty much put a lot of time and effort into what you're doing. So I always say there's always somebody working harder than you. So when you like, I don't feel like doing it today, making a video, I'm tired. Haha Davis ain't tired. Kevin Hart ain't tired. He making 3 and 4 movies a year. You see what I'm saying? Steve Harvey got like what 10 TV shows and all that. You know what I mean? So if they can hustle and they worth 100 million, then why you not hustling?
Okay. Did you hear what I hope look, the man dropped some nuggets. Okay, Mike drop. Okay, he dropped some nuggets. Okay, everybody got 24 hours in a day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know personally, I for some reason am the most creative between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Can't say what that is, but I said must be prepared for going to the West Coast or something. 'Cause you know they're 3 hours behind. So, but definitely, I want to say thank you for dropping some nuggets with us today. For those, hopefully they are inspired and take chances. Don't worry about what we got to say. It's 2024. At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do for you. I wish you all the best. I can't wait till you have your specials and everything like that. You sold out shows with. Oh my God, I went to the MGM late
Oh
last year.
yeah,
My God, I said good. I can only imagine being on that stage, just hearing all those people laugh the way they,
yeah.
I mean, out they seat. I hope if that's what you want as a comedian, that you get that, or that you produce something where it's on the big stage and you got them folks up there in the movie theater just hollering and going crazy. So, thank you again, Mr. Hodge, Mr. Dontez Trump. I definitely appreciate you for stopping by today. Keep going, keep pushing. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the TikTok, the Snapchat, the YouTube. Definitely. And look, I scroll down because I like to see where people come from. So
I
he's got
appreciate that. Yeah.
a Seinfeld that I thought it was pretty funny. Um,
Uh, you know what? I'll tell you something crazy. Is that's how I got my first show. My
no.
first ever stand-up job, and I just talked to that guy too. Um, I sent him that video, and what's funny is he assumed I was already doing stand-up, so I lied and was like, "Yeah," but I sent him the Jerry Seinfeld video, and he was like, "This is funny," and I also got my first movie because of that video too. So again, when you're making
Wow.
videos, you never know who's watching. Also, I want to say this:
Wow.
when you're making comedy videos, sometimes like act out your favorite movie because you can use that as your reel. So it's showing that you actually can act instead of when Babe come home, the typical skits. Actually redo Paid in Full or Boys in the Hood or Love Jones because the directors they don't care about the numbers. They care about can you act.
Mm,
Yeah. So
you talking to me? Look,
I'm just saying
okay,
no.
it's so
I'm
funny
just.
when I hear things that I already knew
Mhm.
should be doing, and
Yeah,
somebody say,
redo that. I'm
"Huh?"
telling you, like, or between love and hate, you know what I mean? Get a guy to act like Martin, or edit yourself in it. What I would do is edit myself in the scene to make it look like I'm talking to the person. Then I would send it to the directors and post it on my page. Then you're showing they're looking like, wait a minute, this ain't no skit. The audience gonna think like, oh, she doing a skit, but the directors know what you're doing. They can be like, oh, okay, she acting. Okay, we want to hire her. Telling you it's gonna
Okay.
work.
All day. Come on, the man. Y'all make sure y'all follow because I'm pretty sure if he dropping it like this in these little 30 minutes, he's dropping it like that on a regular basis. So y'all make
Yeah.
sure y'all follow. Thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. Look forward to seeing you do some amazing things
Yeah, I
in the
appreciate
future.
you. And you definitely did your homework. So for any guests, y'all gonna be excited and happy when you come on her show because she does her homework. She ain't just asking you some BS stuff. You know what I mean? Like she's on point.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you. Oh my God, that was so good, y'all. That was so freaking good. I hope you took notes. If not, please go back, take some notes because he definitely dropped some knowledge today. He's well into his craft. He said he watches documentaries daily. Yeah, that is that serious to study and research. Um, Man, and that's the next podcast too that ties me in. It's funny that he said that, because I see a lot of people coming up with podcasts. This is not my first one, actually. Is not. When I first got to Atlanta, I had a podcast, but the next podcast, which will be next Sunday, will be on podcast etiquette. I've been interviewed, and I could tell when somebody went through and did a little bit of just a tad bit of research, and then when they didn't do much of anything, right? Because when you ask someone to come on, you should know a little stuff. So that's actually going to be the next podcast, because so Real Talk with Jen, the chain breaker, is we're gonna have some interviews, but we gotta get down to some real talk because I want to help people get to where they see themselves, right? So sometimes it could be like today, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be like, ha ha, okay. But then we gotta have a real conversation. You gotta have a real talk with Jen, like, so you're saying you want to do this, but what's the work behind the scenes that you're putting to get there? He's watching documentaries, he's studying his craft, he's studying actors, he's studying the stage, he's putting in all the muscle work. Because I've been asked, how did you move to Atlanta and just start doing that? It wasn't a just start. The same thing with him. He was already doing what he needed to do in St. Louis, and then he went to Atlanta. He was told what he needed to do, went back, did some more, but it was a never-ending process. So that's what we're going to talk about next is podcast or show, any type of hosting etiquette. Who is your guest? Do you know? Because you need to know before your audience knows so that they can get a better view from both and that y'all are in alignment when you do have your interview. Right. So thank you all again. Make sure you follow Real Talk with Jen on Spotify. Yes, we're on Spotify, you guys. This is the third season, and we're gonna talk about that too. What's considered season? Okay. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe and comment. You can comment on Spotify. I'm just JenLoAssassin on YouTube and Facebook, you guys. This is the first time putting the podcast on JenLoAssassin page. You can catch previous live shows on Second Chance 21013 on Facebook. Please do reach out. I'm looking for more creatives, you guys. This was absolutely amazing. His journey, oh my God, I'm sure is so much more than what he shared today. Man, but I'm looking for more creatives that have an amazing journey and you're doing some great things and you need a platform. Right? Maybe you sing, maybe you're, comedy, maybe you write poetry or whatever, you make movies, whatever the case may be. Maybe even a business owner, you got some other things that you do. Hit me up, Second Chance 21013. That's Second Chance spelled out 21013 at gmail.com. Okay. And let's talk. Let's have a real conversation and see what we can do. Because even if it's not so much on the show, it may be some things, I do coaching one-on-one. So I'm just here to help. Okay. So thank you all for those who tune in. Appreciate you. Much love, much love, much love. And I'm out.
She got a big mic and know how to use it. She got a big mic and know how to use it. She got a big mic and know how to use it. She got a big mic and know how to use it.
Yeah, yeah.